In today's NBA Today segment, we're diving deep into LeBron James's absolutely electrifying performance, where he dropped a jaw-dropping 42 points and grabbed 17 rebounds against the Warriors. This game was one for the history books, with LeBron putting on a show that not only silenced critics, but also solidified his place as one of the game's greatest. Joining Richard Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins, we break down the full impact of LeBron's performance and what it means for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward. Is this the spark the Lakers needed to finally become true contenders? Let's dive into the analysis and find out.
And last night, LeBron joined Michael Jordan as the only players to score 40 at 40 years old. And coincidentally, today is the 2-year anniversary of LeBron breaking the all-time scoring record. And the performance he had last night, the focus after the week the Lakers and the NBA had, 26 teams. They made a move, a record 9 All-Stars. They were swapped at the deadline, of course, including Jimmy Butler. And last night, he joined his new team, the Golden State Warriors, right here in Los Angeles. He was speaking with reporters for the first time on playing with Steph Curry and Draymond Green. Let's take a listen together.
That they always play winning basketball, and they'll do whatever it takes to win. I think that's what I respect most about those guys. And they've won at so many different levels, obviously, at the highest level, and done it multiple times. So not only can I bring some things to this team, I think they can teach me a whole lot. We good. Pass the ball to Steph and get out the way. Easy.
The busiest man in television, our senior insider Shams Charania, is joining us now. Shams, I was with Jimmy last night. You can kind of hear it. He's eager to hit the ground running. So when should we expect to see him on the floor here?
Look, Jimmy Butler will make his Warriors debut Saturday in Chicago. And it's interesting to note, he has played only 5 games over the last month and a half. He last played on January 21st, and his debut on Saturday is going to have a lot of meaning. It's going to be against his former team, his first team, and it's also on the same day that his father passed away a year ago.
So Jimmy Butler, this is a meaningful date for him, Saturday against the Chicago Bulls. But Jimmy is not the only player, Shams, the big debuts that we are tracking after this trade deadline. When do we expect Luka Doncic to play here for the first time in a Lakers uniform?
Malik, I'm told that Luka Doncic is targeting Monday against the Utah Jazz at home for his Lakers debut. He's had a couple calf injuries already this season. He had one in preseason. They were looking at Saturday potentially against the Pacers at home for a debut, but they want to give him some more time, and the Lakers and Doncic are opting for Monday. You got to be mindful with the calf injury, Malika, but Luka Doncic is tracking to play on Monday.
Yeah, particularly when he has injured this calf multiple times. But Monday sounds like the day. Shams Charania, thank you very much. Please do not go too far. We're going to see you a little bit later in the show. Even without Luka Doncic, there was still a game to be played. It was the 55th matchup, including the playoffs, between Steph Curry and LeBron James in Crypto.com Arena last night. Kendrick Perkins, it is always appointment TV when these two play, particularly when LeBron starts out.
You see him yanking that 3 in, man. Look at LBJ pulling in. And look, he got the low fade.
And UD, he didn't stop there.
Oh, he kept going. I mean, the boy dropped the 40 ball. LeBron got that Benjamin Button going.
Brian, when he's pulling up from 34 feet.
Well, you let him shoot it, but my gosh, was he awesome in this game. How about Crypto, the centerpiece of the basketball universe? LeBron, Steph, Jimmy, Luka.
And Bronny, loving it. Austin Reeves,
there you go, setting the screen with you. You're going to see a lot of that with him and Luka.
It's amazing. Down the lane, right into your living room. The Lakers up big. Let's go ahead to the third quarter here. Steph Curry, he really struggled here in the first half. 5 of 14 from Steph. Started to feel it a little bit more late here. He can't stay cold forever, misses this one badly, but then the thing about shooters, they're going to shoot again, Brian.
Absolutely, and he had a great second half, as he's seen throughout his career. Bad first, great second.
Golden State within 6 now. LeBron James going to work here.
What do you do about that?
Bad matchup for Buddy. Ain't nothing he can do.
He finished with 42 points, 17 rebounds, and 8 assists. The Lakers go on to win this one. We need to go in the bonus, right, on LeBron's historic performance here. He became the second player at age 40 or older with a 40-point game, joining only Michael Jordan in 2003 against the Nets. LeBron, however, was 34 days older than MJ was when he dropped his last 40. So in your GOAT conversations, you can use that. That makes LeBron the oldest player in NBA history with a 40-point game. He was also the youngest player to score 40. He did that at 19 years old, 88 days back in March of 2004.
That was against Bobby Marks' Nets.
There you go. And LeBron also became the first player at any age to go for 40, 15 rebounds, 5 assists for the Lakers since Shaq did it in March of 2001. And Shaq did it in his prime. He was 29 when he did that. And as a team, the Lakers, they're rolling. They have the second best record and the second best net efficiency since January 15th. During this stretch, they've gone 10-2. And might I remind everybody that all of this is without Luka Doncic, who Shams is saying is going to target Monday to give it a go. So, LeBron, what's the challenge going to be like when Luka is on the floor with you?
The challenge is, I don't really see a challenge. Everybody get in the right spots, hold each other accountable, play basketball the right way, share the ball. The ball gonna be in Luka's hands, it's gonna be in AR's hands. Two great decision makers. It'll be in my hands a little bit as well. Another great decision maker. And then our guys gonna feast off us.
Luka Doncic on the way, Mark Williams on the way. Perk, I was texting our producers last night. Is it time to start really believing in the Lakers here?
Listen, a wise man told me you could be inspired by the cheers and you could be inspired by the whispers, okay? And whatever's going on with LeBron James and J.J. Redick, they are inspired. And I think it's inspired by the whispers because let's be real. When this first happened with J.J. Redick being hired as the head coach, it was whispers, right? A lot of people don't want them to succeed because they think because they had the podcast and everything else, but this team right here is legit. And when they get Luka back, they're really going to be a force. You and I discussed this yesterday on the panel. How can you game plan for LeBron and Luka in a 7-game series? You can't.
Whatever you do is wrong. Whatever you do is
I
wrong.
want you to look at their upcoming schedule because they just got off the Grammy trip, which is supposed to be the part that brings them down. Well, they crushed on the Grammy trip, got Luka while the Grammy trip was going on. They got some winnable games. Now, the Pacers are a quality team. That could go either way. The Jazz are not. The Hornets are not. The Blazers are red hot,
Yeah,
so I'm
hot
not
right
giving
now.
anything. But these next games are winnable. They're hunting that 3 seed right now.
Just a game back from the Rockets.
Look, I believe when they got Luka Doncic, I don't know. I'm giving them. I'm standing by this. I'm giving them a pass on what they do this year. I'm not putting expectations on it. But Luka raises the ceiling. That includes for the future, but it also includes for this season.
What I say about Bron is he ain't lying. There is no adjustment. The ball, he ain't lying. There is no adjustment. LeBron James can play anywhere on the basketball court. He is the smartest basketball player I've ever been around. It was times in the basketball game where Bron would tell us, don't look at Spo, just listen to me. I swear to God, and there's no disrespect to Spo. We all know how great Spo is.
Yep.
But the 5 guys on the court have to work together and have to operate. And there was times in finals, in crunch moments where Bron said, just listen to me. He will make it work. It's going to work.
Is the adjustment defensively? I don't think anyone has any concerns offensively.
Yeah, so teams are going to learn what to do, and they're going to individualize and attack Austin Reeves. They're going to attack Luka Doncic. They're going to test Mark Williams. I will say this. That trade to get Mark Williams gives them a backline defender. Yeah. That could really be a real big help. He's not an elite shot blocker, but he's huge.
But let me say this. We praise LeBron for his IQ offensively.
Yep.
We got to show the same praise defensively. And when you talk about a young fella in Mark Williams, LeBron James is one of the best vocal guys defensively I've ever been around. And that's huge because when I was playing with KG taught me so much. Just the communication part of it. Hey, screen coming. Send them left. Send them right. Hey, that's your X on the weak side. When you have somebody that's able to call out defensive coverages when they're not involved, that takes your defense to another level.
But can that happen mid-season immediately? You've kind of experienced this with LeBron with the Heat. You've seen pieces be added in the middle of a season. Can that kind of superstar tandem that hasn't played together, can they immediately hit the ground?
I think so with this group because one thing about defense, that's 5 guys on the string. And I think they're going to teach defenses 5 guys on the string. We know if Luka's up top, we have to shrink the elbows. We have to have the low man over ready to rotate early and take his 2.9 in the 3-second lane because he's probably going to get beat. This is part of it. But the thing about it is LeBron James is going to be inspired defensively as well. We've seen him kind of be on the least explosive offensive player sometimes. I think when Luka comes in, he's going to take those matchups and he's going to set the tone and let Luka know this is how you lead your team. You do it first. You get it in mud first, and these guys will follow.
Can I give just a hot take before we go?
Oh, boy.
It's never happened before.
J.J. Redick today is a top 10 coach in the NBA. I don't give a damn what nobody say. And I ain't talking about what you done in the past because his stint is short. Today, J.J. Redick is a top 10 coach in the NBA.
And I have to say this. My question was, could he quiet the noise? Could he quiet the noise of the cynicalness and all the stuff? He was able to do that, and you got to give him credit.
I'm going to tell you something that a week ago would have gotten me ejected from this building.
Oh, boy.
Rob Pelinka might win Executive of the Year.
Wow.
Yeah, you would have definitely got through that.
Nobody would have said one. I mean, and he hired JJ. He got Luka.
There's been some savvy moves being made here by the Los Angeles Lakers, and Monday they could be adding Luka Doncic, as Shams is reporting, for the very first time here. Coming up on NBA Today, Shams is back. He's going to detail the surprise teams that went after Kevin Durant at the very last minute. Is the writing on the wall for KD's future with the Phoenix Suns? We discuss. And the Mavericks, they just took down the reigning champs without Anthony Davis. We have the latest on when we could see Kevin Durant still in Phoenix, but that was up in the air just before yesterday's trade deadline. Shams Charania back with us now. Shams, how close did a Kevin Durant deal get, and what teams were involved here?
Malika, the Warriors' pursuit of Kevin Durant kickstarted all of these conversations when they began calling the Suns about a week and a half ago. The Suns have always wanted Kevin Durant to retire there, but the Warriors made several aggressive offers, including one framework, I'm told, in a three-way that would have sent Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, first-round picks, second-round picks, and swaps to the Phoenix Suns. But once Durant made it clear that he did not want a reunion, he did not want to go back to the Warriors, the organization backed away. Multiple new teams, though, did make some offers this week, and that included the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Miami Heat. Obviously, we know the relationship between Kevin Durant and Anthony Edwards. The Timberwolves were a team that pursued Durant this week, and the Heat had an opportunity and a window potentially to go after Durant. They offered, from what I'm told, Jimmy Butler and Josh Richardson. Obviously, not enough to get a deal done. Kevin Durant never wanted this to be a topic this season. He has never requested a trade out of Phoenix. And so the fact that his name was involved in any conversation, that is something obviously both sides are going to have to work through the second half of this season.
Yeah, because when it's all said and done, after all of that chatter, Kevin Durant remains with the Phoenix Suns. Shams, thank you so very much. We will see you out here for NBA Countdown very soon. I want to bring it back to our panel here because exactly as Shams just detailed, Brian, the Phoenix Suns have the toughest remaining schedule in the NBA. It is incredibly difficult for anybody. This isn't a Kevin Durant. When you are talked about in that matter, particularly after you've achieved what Kevin Durant has, to move forward after this, how do the Suns do that?
So I'm going to quote Pat Riley because this is one of the things I learned when I was covering the Miami Heat. UD, I'm sure, has heard what I'm about to say. You have to be an active participant in your own rescue. There is nobody that's going to be able to help the Suns. There's no player that's coming in. They have a brutal schedule. They have an underachieving team. They have an upset superstar. They could crater here. The only thing that's going to prevent them from cratering is bringing it together and trying to go through it. Now, I am also, this is way I believe in living in the NBA, is actions over words. The actions of the Phoenix Suns are that they're not sure this team is working. They tried like heck to trade Bradley Beal, and they can say whatever they want to say to try to get through the situation with Durant, and I'm not going to blame them. They were having discussions to trade Kevin Durant. And the reason they were having trade discussions for Kevin Durant is because they realize their team's in trouble. Their team's in trouble, and they can't trade Bradley Beal. The player they can trade is Kevin Durant. So let's see how this season goes out. Let's see if they are active participants in their own rescue, because if they're not, they have no choice but to explore Durant trades this summer. And with Durant having 1 year left on his contract, he will have control over how those trade situations go, if they go.
I mean, I think the biggest thing what people don't understand is, and what players and organizations fall victim to, is it's hard as hell to win with a big three. It is even harder. The easy part is putting it together. The hard part is the chemistry, the habits. You have guys who are used to building a system around them. Now you have to share that with two other guys. And also you have to make sure your role players are happy. You got to throw your dogs a bone every now and then. So understanding that, and like you said, nobody is helping them. That's why you got to have those uncomfortable conversations in the locker room and tell the guys straight up, nobody is helping us. Don't look at Bud. Don't look at Fizdale. Don't look at Posey. This is on us, and we got to own that.
Yeah, and you're right, UD. And with the big three, the word sacrifice comes to mind.
Man.
I saw it with Kevin Garnett the first day of training camp in 2007, 2008, where he actually said, hey, we're going to run this offense through Paul and Ray. I'm going to take a back seat and worry about the defensive side of things. What that did was that set the tone in the locker room that if this man, who's the best player on this team, could take a back seat, then that's real. One more thing. When you look at this roster, okay, they have enough to win games. And my thing is, we saw Donovan Mitchell bring the best out of Royce O'Neal. We saw CP3 bring the best out of Devin Booker. We saw Ja Morant bring the best out of Tyus Jones. We saw Steph Curry at times bring the best out of Damian Lee. And we saw Jokic bring the best out of Monte Morris. When I challenge KD to leadership, it's not because he's not the best player on the team. I'm wondering why can't he bring the best out of those players of which you got right now to try to make a late push.
To borrow your phrase that you're borrowing from The Godfather, from Pat Riley, if this roster is going to be active participants in their own rescue, let's take a look at this roster. Our Bobby Marks is standing by at the touchscreen right now. Bobby, where do the Suns stand with this roster right here?
Well, all great points. I think the next 30 games is going to decide as far as where Phoenix goes with this roster, because remember, when you have Kevin Durant, certainly, and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, that's three players that are going to be making $160 million. Basically, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, and that's where this Phoenix roster is going to be next year. I think here are the big questions that we go in the last 30 games here. 1-4 in the last 5 games, right? Things are certainly sliding. As Brian said, toughest schedule among all teams for the rest of the season. They are barely hanging on for that 10th spot. Last play-in. Does the Durant discussions around the trade deadline become a distraction, right? 1 year left on his contract after this year. Extension eligible, 2 for $124 in the offseason. And here's the biggest question, and was yesterday an indicator? Has the retool started already?
Right.
The Jusuf Nurkic trade potentially could save them $130 million in salary for next year, and that costs a first-round pick here. So keep an eye on that. The Durant discussion, I've talked to teams this morning. We're not even in the offseason yet. Teams have already circled that as the big thing to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to executives last night, this is the move that everybody around the NBA is going to be watching for the remainder of the season, and that is a weight that the Phoenix Suns against the Pacers here. They'll also host the new-look Kings, the Warriors, and the Heat, all on this homestand. Now joining us from Dallas, our Mavericks reporter, Tim McMahon. So, Tim, Luka Doncic, he was, of course, beloved in Dallas, and we've heard reports that fans have threatened members of the team. Tim, what security precautions are being taken here by the Dallas Mavericks?
Howdy, Malika. Listen, this is a heartbroken fan base, and there have been some very unfortunate developments regarding that anger, that angst. Nico Harrison has been subjected to death threats. There have been racial epithets included in some of those. Certainly security is going to be beefed up. There will be protests outside the arena, or at least those are planned. Security will absolutely be beefed up. Nico Harrison is not going to be in his normal seat in the stands. They just don't, there's no reason to subject him to that kind of a security risk. So that has been definitely an unfortunate part of this whole storyline. Obviously, the fans' anger, hey, they have every right to feel like they got a generational superstar ripped away from them, but clearly lines have been crossed.
Yeah, that seems like just a little bit too far here, Tim. Thank you for that. The Mavericks, they did get an All-NBA player in this deal, though, with Anthony Davis. Let's take a listen to AD earlier together.
I get, who Luka was to this franchise, to this city. I'm never, going to downplay that. Just how, I know what I meant to the city of LA. So I'm not, surprised by, the fans' reaction and the city's reaction. At the end of the day, I'm going to, get a city, get them life back. Obviously it's a tough transition. It was a shock, to all, but like I said, my job to come in and play basketball and win basketball games.
So that was Anthony Davis just moments ago. Tim, when can we expect AD to make his debut here for the Mavs?
Yeah, he's good to go for tomorrow afternoon with the Houston Rockets in town. And look, it's going to be a surreal scene, but you just heard Anthony Davis. He's focused on what he can do, and his plan is to come in, play at the level that he's played his entire career, and as he said, hope to give this city a little bit of life back. And it's crazy. We're talking about one of the best players in the NBA, a former #1 overall pick. It was a celebration when he went to New Orleans, when the Lakers were able to pull off a trade for him, a massive celebration in the city. It's almost like this is a funeral, despite the fact that, Anthony Davis, a multi-time All-NBA big man, a top 75 player of all time, will be suiting up for the Mavericks for the first time tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's through no fault of Anthony Davis. I think winning cures all, so hopefully that is what is in the Dallas Mavericks' future and in this fan base's future. Tim McMahon, thank you so very much for joining us. I think one of the reasons we keep talking about this is such a shocking trade, right, is that Luka and AD, that swap, is the first time in NBA history where two reigning All-NBA players, they were traded for each other mid-season. Nice duck there, Wendy. I appreciate you just popping right back up into the shot. We really appreciate it. But that is the perfect way to set the tone, my friend, for little rankings here of the best duos in NBA history. And before y'all get excited, no, this isn't Perk's list. This is Udonis's Haslam's hierarchy. What you got?
I thought you was gonna imitate me like you did Perk.
I haven't got that down yet. Okay. I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna give
you a little teaser right here. In Haslam's hierarchy, nothing matters but rings.
Oh,
that's all we care about in Haslam's hierarchy.
Spoke like a guy with 3 of them.
Hey, I can't say it. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you. So let's get to it right now. We're gonna do it, and we're gonna start here at number 5. Not the bam, but the boom. The boom. Them boys from South Beach. Them boys got South Beach back popping again. From 2010 to 2014, 4 straight finals back-to-back in 2012 and 2013. Argue with me about these boys and we're going to wrestle. At number 4, not bam, but boom. Kobe and Shaq. Total domination. 2000 to 2002, 3-peat. No other franchise in major sports has been able to do it since. And I tell you how hard it is, Pat got paid for it and he didn't even have to coach him. At number 3.
We got you on this one.
Boom! Thank you. Russ and Cousy. Now let me tell you something. I never saw him play, but I'm not going to argue with facts or I'm not going to argue with footage. From 1956 to 1963, 6 straight finals. And they won them. They ain't just go, they was able to win them. Perk, you want to help me out there with some?
Yeah.
I got to get a little crowd participation.
All right,
I'm going to learn from
let's
you.
do it, Perk.
Number 2.
Boom! Boom up there.
I like that one. That scared the hell out of me, too. Jordan and Pippen totally dominated the 90s. These are my GOATs. Now, LeBron James, I will say you are the GOAT, but these are my GOATs. Totally dominated the 90s. 6 finals out of 8 in the 90s. Total domination. Love Pippen, love Jordan. Hey, y'all boys, please make up, man. And that number, Malik, would you please? the lady.
I got it. Boom.
Boom. Number 1, Magic and Kareem. 8 out of 10 championships they won 8 of them, but they won 8 out of 10, but they won 5. LeBron James, Luka, if you want to be one of the best duos, right here. This is where you start at. This is where you start at. Now, we only getting started with Haslam's hierarchy, and you'll see me around a lot, so just let y'all know, get used to it. Boom!
Brian, you don't got 3, but you have 1 ring. What do you think of this list?
I mean, he said Jordan and Pip was his GOAT, and he's got him number 2. So that was, I was like, man, who's number 1? Who's number 1? That's it's a beautiful list, Perk. The standard has been set.
It is, UD. Look, I would put Jordan and Pippen here.
Really?
Yeah, they went 6. They went 6.
They went 10.
No, but they went 6 and won 6.
They did do that.
I would put them number 1, put them number 2. Now, this is what I would argue. LeBron, D. Wade.
I did not say we gonna wrestle.
I know, but I don't want to wrestle.
Oh my God.
Hey, Steph and Clay.
That has the potential to be electric. For the first time since 2000, and the NBA just released All-Star Saturday Night's participants on TNT. The 2-time reigning dunk contest winner, Mac McClung, he's going to go for a 3-peat against rookies Stephon Castle, Matas Buzelis, and then the Bucks' Andre Jackson Jr. Fans will be able to vote on the dunks this year.
Last time there was a dunk contest in the Bay was Vinsanity.
Ooh. You know where he's from, don't you?
What?
I do know where he's from.
Florida boy.
Do not sleep on Castle.
That's what I'm with. That's my guy. I'm going with Castle.
Challenge will feature the hosts, Draymond Green, Moses Moody, fun Spurs duo, Wemby and CP3, the Cavs, Mitchell Mobley, and then the rookie team of Frenchies, sans Victor, though.
I got my money on the middle two.
And Czar. The middle two?
Yes, sir.
All right, the Spurs or the Cavs? All right. And then the three-point contest, 8 sharpshooters, including Oakland's own. That's why he wears, it's not a 0, you know that, right? It's an O for Oakland. That's his number. Damian Lillard looking to win the competition for the 3rd straight year.
I know who UD's going for.
Buddy Hield, Jalen Brunson, Tyler Hero.
Redemption time, Hero.
We
All right,
will
Norm
be here
Powell.
Friday.
This is your moment on the All-Star Weekend, Norm.
That's
Show him. Show him, Norm.
I got my money on Cam Johnson.
Friends,
All right.
Uh-oh.
it's Friday.
That leaderboard.
So let's have some fun. It's our hit game. It's Who Said That. We're taking a look at the quotes that caught our attention and asking our esteemed contestants in Perk, who said that? Here.
Esteemed contestants and Perk. Is that what you
Nervous.
said?
I'm nervous.
Danny,
Third.
Wendy, Perks in 3rd, and UD is playing for the first time. So Brian, would you like to show him how it's done?
Sure.
Who said this, quote, I like playing against bigs. They're slow. Was it Ja Morant? Was it D'Angelo Russell? Or was it Dylan Brooks?
I got to say, Ja.
Was it Ja Morant who said this?
Oh,
I knew it.
Dylan, I
I
should have
knew it
known it
was
was
Dylan Brooks.
something
Dylan,
arrogant from Dylan Brooks.
I knew it too. I knew it too.
You know, I like playing against
Oh,
bigs.
I didn't know he was wearing
You know, they're
glasses
slow.
when he said it.
Do you have a pair of those, Wendy?
I do not. But Perk, you better hit this one, or you're gonna tie
I
me.
need to get back up in the ring.
You're ready,
Here we
Perk?
go. Yeah.
All right. Next up, who said this, Kendrick? To be honest, I don't know if any stats or analytic stuff. I don't follow any of that. Joe Mazzulla, Nikola Jokic,
I
or
know who
Klay
it's-
Thompson?
I know who it's not.
I know exactly. Joe Mazzulla is not the answer.
Okay.
I know that.
I don't know any
Klay
of
Thompson
the stats
is-
and analytic stuff.
I'm gonna tell you who don't follow that. It's that man in the middle.
Is it?
He only care about horses when he lead a basketball.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Is
got
it
all the
Nikola
numbers.
Jokic? Ding, ding,
Straight up.
His
ding.
numbers be right though.
Well done, Perk.
Uh-oh.
To be
Nervous.
honest, I don't know any stats, any analytic stuff, so I don't follow that. But
And guess what?
But I'm good at it.
And guess
Yes,
what?
he is.
I didn't even cheat this time. You know what I mean? I've been moving, and so I ain't have an opportunity to even be on
Investigation.
social media.
I
All
call
right,
for an
Perk. Going
investigation.
back up the
You heard them
standings.
barbs
You
come for you,
get the
though.
hang of it? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, who said this? Don't ask about the trades. I don't really care. Was it Tom Thibodeau? Was it Joe Mazzulla? Or was it Michael Malone?
That's tough. It could be any one of those guys.
That's
Don't
true.
ask
None
about
of
the
them made
trades.
moves.
I
That's
don't
true.
really
Not fair.
care.
That's
Who
true.
put this question on the
This
roof?
was not the
Who put
easiest-
this question on the roof?
I agree. This was
This
not
ain't
the
even
easiest
right.
start.
I'm gonna go Mike Malone.
All right,
Was
I like
it
that one. I
Michael
like that one.
Malone?
That's my guess. 'Cause they didn't make any moves.
Oh. UD, I would have gone with Malone too. I just want you to know.
First of
That
all,
was hard.
Don't ask
Yeah,
about the trades.
yeah.
I don't really care.
That's how he opened his presser, too.
Yeah,
He's
that
like,
was-
It's easy to
before
say you
y'all
don't
start.
care when you're
That
the
was real
champ.
petty, Malika, for you to give him that hard
that wasn't right.
question.
That wasn't
All right,
this
well, then I
first
got
time.
an extra credit then.
Thank
I have
you.
one more. Everyone can participate, but UD, you can take the leader of the snake on this one. Leader of the snake? Sure, we'll go with that.
That was UD. Used to have a 7-foot python.
Yes, I did have a 7-foot python.
I stayed the hell away
I named
from
him Machiavelli.
You know who else has
doubly away
a
from
pet snake? Andrea Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is
Stay
one
away
too.
from
All right, who said this? Gotta give credit to Rob Pelinka, man. Highway robbery. Was it Paul George? Was it Anthony Edwards? Or was it Josh Hart?
Does Ant know who the general manager of the Lakers is? That's a first.
That sound like an ant quote.
That sounds like a Josh Hart.
But I'm gonna go with Josh Hart.
I'm with
'cause
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
he's
say Josh.
smart. He got to give.
Paul George is a Clipper. He's not giving
Quick-witted.
credit to the Lakers.
Right.
I'm going Josh Hart.
Josh
ding,
quick
ding,
witted.
ding. Well done. Group participation, and we got this one.
You gotta give credit to Rob Pelinka, man. He's a highway robbery.
Unfortunately, that doesn't count in the standings, but UD, it will count in our hearts. Josh Hart's team has been eliminated from the Super Bowl this year. His teammates' team is still in it, the Eagles. Do we have any predictions, gentlemen, before we sign off for the weekend?
Out of respect for Dave McMenamin, our resident Eagle fan, fly Eagles fly.
Contractually, in my marriage contract, I'm obligated to also say fly, Eagles, fly.
I live in the Midwest now. I just went against my people.
Yeah, you
so
did.
I'm going with the Eagles.
You're going with the
going
Eagles?
with the
I feel better.
Everyone is going against the three.
To wrap up this analysis, LeBron James's performance against the Golden State Warriors was truly a turning point for the Lakers season and, more importantly, for LeBron's career. Scoring 42 points and grabbing 17 rebounds, he didn't just lead his team to victory, he proved why he remains one of the most dominant figures in the NBA, even at 39 years old. The big question now isn't whether he has what it takes to perform at a high level, but how he is shaping the Lakers for a championship run. Richard Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins' comments only further emphasize what many of us are starting to realize: the Lakers are much closer to being contenders than many people thought. Richard highlighted LeBron's ability to dominate all aspects of the game, and Perkins, with his bold and direct style, was adamant that after witnessing this performance, the Lakers are now a legitimate threat. They have the foundation that any team with championship aspirations needs: an elite player like LeBron, alongside an Anthony Davis who, when healthy, is nearly unstoppable. But what truly elevated the expectation was LeBron's performance in such a crucial game against one of the most talented teams in the league, the Warriors. LeBron wasn't just scoring and grabbing boards, he was making plays, creating opportunities for teammates, and controlling the tempo of the game. His leadership and basketball IQ were on full display. It's incredible to think that in his 21st season, he is still capable of putting up numbers like this against one of the top teams in the Western Conference. When LeBron performs like this, it brings out the best in the entire Lakers team. You could see the confidence growing, not just in LeBron, but also in Davis, Russell, and the rest of the Lakers roster. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lakers' recent improvements, coupled with LeBron's ability to take over games like this, puts them in a prime position to make some noise in the playoffs. And it's not just about LeBron's individual brilliance. The supporting cast is starting to gel. Players like D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and Austin Reeves are stepping up, which is essential for the Lakers to go deep in the postseason. The Lakers are not just relying on LeBron anymore, they are becoming a more complete team, something we haven't seen in recent years. Now, as Perkins and Jefferson discussed, the biggest question for the Lakers moving forward will be health. LeBron's ability to stay healthy is crucial for the team's success, especially with the playoffs looming. Anthony Davis' health is another key factor. When Davis is playing at his best, he's one of the most dominant big men in the league, and the Lakers are significantly more dangerous. If both of these stars can stay healthy, the Lakers could make a serious push for the championship, but there's another layer to consider: the buyout market. With the trade deadline passing, the Lakers may look to add another piece to their roster. Kendrick Perkins was particularly excited about the potential additions, and it's clear that the Lakers front office is focused on adding depth where they need it. A strong addition to their bench could push the Lakers over the top. If the Lakers can add another scoring threat or a defensive anchor, it could be the difference between a first-round exit and an NBA Finals appearance. One of the most exciting things about LeBron's performance and the Lakers' success overall is that it's happening in a year where the Western Conference is wide open. There are no clear-cut favorites, and while the Warriors, Nuggets, and Suns are all formidable, the Lakers are positioned to take advantage of the opportunity. LeBron knows that his window is narrowing, and every game matters as he chases another championship. The energy and intensity LeBron brought to the game against the Warriors should be a warning shot to the rest of the league. LeBron James is far from finished. Richard Jefferson's analysis echoed this sentiment, pointing out that LeBron's dominance is a reminder of his greatness and his ability to rise to the occasion. It's not just the 42 points or 17 rebounds, it's the leadership, the execution, and the mentality of a player who refuses to slow down. When you combine that with the way the Lakers are starting to play as a team, the rest of the NBA should be worried. In conclusion, this game was a statement from LeBron James, a reminder that he is still one of the best players in the world. It was also a statement from the Lakers. They are not just in the playoff conversation, they are championship contenders. With LeBron leading the charge, Anthony Davis playing at a high level, and the supporting cast coming together, the Lakers are in prime position to make a deep run in the postseason. The if they can stay healthy, add the right pieces, and keep playing the way they have been, there's no reason they can't compete for another title. The road ahead for the Lakers will be tough, but with LeBron James at the helm, they are a team no one can afford to overlook. The playoffs are just around the corner, and if LeBron continues to play like this, the Lakers could very well find themselves back in the NBA Finals, chasing yet another ring. Stay tuned, because this Lakers team is about to make a lot of noise in the coming months. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the Lakers can make a deep playoff run this year? Are they the team to beat in the West? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content.